Ladies, gentlemen, welcome to Formula Racing League Season 3, coming to you for the very first time from Spain. There we go. I was wondering where that audio was hiding. So I'm Chaos, coming to you as your broadcaster for tonight, and we're just starting to get our drivers heading out onto the track. And we're going to ride on board with Rafa to start off with. So here we come for our first hot lap with Rafa. Also, we just seem to have lost Dubman himself. It's a fast run down the start-finish straight. Prestige staying out of the way. Nice tight on the apex. Carrying as much speed as he can through turns 2 and the long winding corner 3 before he comes up to Repsol, turn number 4. Late braking down into 4th gear. Tight and then getting the power on as fast as possible, as wide as you dare before you come in, shifting all the way down to 2nd gear as you go really tightly around this corner. Accelerating now. It's a short curving section, but it's flat out right to here. Shift down, 4th gear. This is a dangerous spot for spinning out. Expect some trouble at that corner as we come around. This is really the seat of your pants corner. As much speed as you dare. Takes it through in 6th gear, up to 7th, and then 8th gear as he breaks at the 100-meter line. Comes in, taps the apex, and then power on once again. Careful not to spin here. It's a dangerous spot. Now makes his way around this tight, almost often described as Monaco-esque final sector. It's thin, it's tight, a lot of these sharp corners, but now carry as much speed as you can, and then power on, power delivery, power delivery, power delivery. And we're going to see what time he can set, and Rafa sets the bar with a 1:17.565. Paradox sets a 1:18.6, but it's Flex, who has a 1:16.981. Nameless Nate starting on his. And J.O. Patel has joined the session. Alright, so we've got Sheer Insanity. He's been putting in some practice times here, working on getting those tires up to temperature. Is that Nameless Nate just behind him? Sheer's in the clear. I think that's Prestige, actually. But this would be an in-lap, if I'm not mistaken. And here we go. Let's see what Sheer Insanity is able to do here. He's put himself in some very nice qualifying positions recently. And also, we've got some information from Weatherman Balzac. 4% chance of rain in the quali. Looks like it's not happening. But a 7 to 14% chance of rain in the main race. That's a purple sector. Carrying as much speed as he can. Peaks up at 6th gear here, down to 2nd. Just a little bit of a scrape in the tires there on the ground, but he keeps the traction well. Now carrying as much speed as he can, not quite on the apex, but he's got the power down here. And now, what can he do through this corner? He's right at the top of 6th gear, drops off just a little bit, immediately up to 7th as soon as he's onto the straight, making his way down to the Kaisen. And there we go. Power on, no wheel spin at all. 5th gear, but then down to 3rd. Long, this is such a long corner, but then you get the power on, you go up all the way to 5th gear in here, down, makes his way down, 2nd gear, as tight as he can without unsettling the car, and now it's just one more corner and then a straight bomb to the finish. Here we go, Sheer Insanity, looking pretty good here, could be a top 3, it's 2nd place. He is 5/10 off of Flex. And now, Rafa, working to improve on his previous lap. Let's see what he can do. Braking late, real tight line through corner 1, but oh, and he loses it. That's going to be the lap finish for him. But here we go, Paradox making his way up, and also I'm happy to say that we finally have both Luke and Ian Brax. They were looking so promising in the preseason, and now I'm really excited to see what they're able to do. Ooh, that was a moment. That was a moment there. Ah, good. And it looks like Kenny's going to be here. We're going to have a real full grid here in Spain. And it's very important that he's going to be there. Paradox, by the way. So 8th place here. But now we've got Prestige, just finishing off his outlap. Currently sitting in 6th position, and why don't we give a little fill-in on what's going on in the championship right now. We're now 3 races in, so the maximum possible performance right now is 75 points. We've got Kenny LaFleur leading with 58, Flex following 7 points in arrears with 51 points, then a little drop back to Luke Brax, who's at 36 points, Camborne at 29, and Balzac at 28 points, and that makes up the championship top 5. But right now, there's still a lot to be decided. There are some very strong drivers who have not yet been able to get the performances. For example, Sheer Insanity, who was on pole this very last race in China, but crashed out at the start and was forced to spend the rest of the race in a long and difficult and pretty lonely recovery. Nameless Nate getting out of the way of his teammate as Prestige makes his way through. Now let's see what he can do in Sector 3 here. There's a yellow flag from the Alpine ahead. But no one gets in the way, and Prestige is able to come in, setting the fastest lap he can. There's no improvement though. And now why don't we go on board with Nameless Nate. See if he can push himself up into the top 10. Currently his time is 1:18.7. Teammate Prestige is nice and out of the way for him. So a couple of interesting facts. The current FRL League is essentially a descendant of the previous Division 2, Assist Division. And this group has been racing together with various permutations for 3 seasons now, and this is the very first time that we've ever actually come to the Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona. Oh no! I talked about that corner! It's a difficult corner. That's one of the danger places, and Nameless Nate is not going to be able to push himself out of the bottom. He's not going to be in the top 10, but that might open up a couple of strategic possibilities for him. He's got a nice little gap. He will probably still be able to start ahead of a couple of these drivers. But yeah, there we go. Second driver who is now out of qualifying. Luke Brex coming into the pits, currently P5. Ian Brack still only P10. And we've got Camborne coming out. Is he doing another fast lap on these mediums? It looks like he is, yeah. He's putting a couple of laps on these mediums. Gutsy strategy. Real tight. You really can't carry quite the same amount of speed that you can on the softs. And when you're right at the very bottom of the top 10, sometimes you wonder if it's just better to put on the softs and qualify a little bit higher up, because you're going to have some people on brand new, fresh mediums with free tire tracer right behind you. Oh, actually, Cam is on low fuel, so he's definitely not sitting a hot lap right now. We go to Ian Brax, who is looking to get himself into the top 10, right up towards the front. We saw in the preseason racing, he and his brother were looking very, very strong. And it would definitely be great to see the Alpines make a challenge for this championship. Getting those tires warmed up as he makes his way around turn 9. Alright, Ian Brax starting his hot lap. 4 minutes remaining in qualifying. In through turn 1. Taps the apex. Taps the second apex, keeps it under control, and now carrying maximal speed. Briefly downshifts to 5th, but carrying it through 6th and then 7th gear. Big long straight run into turn 4. Down into 4th gear. Just rotating it as much, kicking out the back as much as he can without losing traction. A little bit of a tight entry into turn 5. And then around. Here's the bottom. This is the dangerous place. You have to be very careful with your power application right there, and Ian Brax is exactly that. He's slightly wide through the following corner, turn 9. Down the back straight, DRS is open, coming into Lakaija. It's either Lakaisa or Lakaija. I think it's Lakaija. But we can also just call it turn 10. That's something that I have the mouth to pronounce. Making this way through the 3rd sector. No purples yet, but we're going to see where Luke Brax is going to be able to put himself. Currently in 12th with a 1:18.6. Hello, is that El Sucio Dan? My goodness, it is. Ian Brax is able to put himself up just a little bit, but he's immediately knocked down as, I believe that was Prestige who just came through. Or was that Red Baron? Just having completed a lap and put a time slightly better than Ian Brax. So they've got a nice big group right here. Sheer Insanity, still running P2, but seeing what he can do here. This is his hot lap, just finishing up. Alright, it's looking strong. This is definitely a strong lap, but is he going to be able to get it? Here's the line, and it's a 1:17.060. Very close. He is within a hundredth, oh, pardon me, within a tenth of a second. Also, if I'm not mistaken, that is a... I could have sworn I saw a second Mercedes that was out there at the corner. But all seems to be well. So for the moment, Flex is leading. Working on setting himself a new fast lap here. Let's see if the AlphaTauri can go any faster than he already has. Teammate Camborne is off the track ahead. And we're going to see what he can do here. Oh, Cam's a little bit in the way. Oh, that's going to be frustrating. But you can still set a very nice lap here, even with the slightly compromised entrance. That's only going to cost you a couple hundredths. Oh, and it looks like, yeah, Flex is not going to be setting a faster lap here. Alright, Kenny LaFleur. And look at that. Makes his way through, and Kenny is going to be defying his usual trick of burning from the stern, and is going to be making his way in from third position. That is curious. 0 laps used for El Sucio Dan. That's magic. That's straight magical, my friend. Paradox, seeing if he can set a faster time on these mediums. Oh, no, never mind. He is not doing that. I'm just making up stories. Is there anyone left who's still on the hot lap? Possibly Balzac? Oh, Balzac has a purple. My goodness, Balzac could be really pushing his way up here. That's a purple Sector 2. No one has gone faster than that. He's carrying a lot of speed. This is for the money. 10th place is not a nice place to be starting. You've got some people on advantageous strategies right behind you. So let's see if Balzac is able to do something with this. Pushing his way forward. Pushing. And Balzac pushes his way up into 7th position. And I don't believe that there's anyone left who is on a lap. Oh. Yes. Flex is not. And we have Camborne, who is not on a hot lap either, and that is going to be the conclusion of this qualifying session. Well, there you have it. So we've got Flex, followed by Sheer Insanity, Kenny LaFleur P3, and Luke Brax, El Sucio Dan coming in. This is going to be a race for our defending champion. So we've got a lot of players coming in for this race. Well, paint me excited. Just waiting to get everyone in here together. And it's a crowd. It's going to be a crowd with a couple of very talented drivers here. We're going to have some races up and down the field. I think we've got 18 starters today, so that's some fantastic attendance. Just need to get ourselves 2 more, and we're laughing. Just waiting for everyone to get here, and then we'll be good to go. So let's talk strategy a little bit. We're going to be looking at some conservative one-stop strategies versus the more aggressive two-stop strategy. You could potentially be seeing some soft to hard strategies, or alternatively, if you got someone who's being really daring, you could see a soft to medium, but you'd have to be very, very delicate on your tires to pull off something wild like that. Alternatively, we've seen some two-stop strategies. The soft to medium to softs is definitely a viable strategy. The soft medium medium, if you're someone who really leans in on the tires and just shreds them up as fast as you can. But there is a lot of opportunity for some strategic divergence at this Spanish Grand Prix. El Sucio Dan shouting out the medium to hard. Definitely also of the one-stop strategies, that is the nice, conservative, manageable strategy that doesn't require going very, very delicately on your tires. Of course, a lot comes down to style. There are some drivers who really get their time by really leaning on the tires, leaning into every corner, getting a lot of sort of slide and a lot of basically just borderline lockups on the tires. Other drivers who might be a little bit more cautious, more conservative, are able to keep their tires alive a little bit longer, but it comes at the cost of time, as I can attest, because that's sort of my strategy. Alright, we are looking at 25 seconds to go to the start of this race. There's going to be a formation lap where all these drivers are going to have an opportunity to get the temperature up. And then we're going to go, and this is going to be some race. Alright, predictions. Hey, good to see you there. How's it going, Jägershot? Oh yeah, don't worry, I know who you are, Sim3Paul/Jägershot. Yeah, I'm sorry that you couldn't be here, but I'm glad that you could be here in the chat. Hey, you know, if you'd like to, you could even co-commentate if you'd like to. Or you can just chill out and chat, and I'll be able to talk with you there. So, previously, Flex has looked very, very strong here. Sheer insanity, also one of the fastest drivers on qualifying, but he has just struggled with inconsistency. Just a couple of mistakes every race, but they're very, very costly, like that spin-out at the start of China, this previous race, when he was on pole, and then immediately at the start of the lap, his wing was gone before he'd even gone 100 meters. Kenny LaFleur, meanwhile, is a perennial challenger. He's the championship leader right now. Pretty tired? Well, I can hardly blame you. So why don't you just sit there and listen to the sultry sounds of my voice. We've got Luke Brax as well. Luke has looked very strong. You know, I'm going to predict here. I think this race is going to be, and at the risk of sounding really a broken record here, I think Flex is going to win this one. He's on pole. It's a bit of a predictable guess, but I'm going to say Flex, Kenny, Luke. So here's El Sucio Dan racing in the Williams, Rafa in the Mercedes, Balzac in 7th position, one off of his fated finishing position. T. Goldie coming through in the Haas 8th position, nice qualifying for him. Prestige in 9th, Paradox in 10th, Fujitomo sadly couldn't make it today. Camborne running P11, Red Baron in the Aston Martin in 12th, Ian Brax in 13th, J.O. Patel 14th, Robro, Nameless Nate, Get Dunked, and Dubman himself. Not any of the other Dubman. And here we go. We're live. Oh goodness, oh no, 2 cars, Balzac immediately out. El Suciadan immediately out. Oh goodness, what a disastrous start. We're on board with Sheer Insanity and virtual safety cars already deployed. That's 2 drivers already out. That's such a frustrating moment. Just a loss of control. It can happen on the start. And it's going to be a full safety car. Is anyone going to try to do anything a little bit wacky? Maybe do a pit stop? If you're one of the drivers who's further down, honestly, it wouldn't be a terrible idea. Kenny LaFleur has made it up 1 position, gotten past Sheer Insanity. Luke Brax has held his place. Rafa is up 1, of course, because El Suciadan is out. And then everyone else is going to be up a little bit. Paradox has made his way up 3 positions. As has Red Baron. J.O. Patel has taken advantage. And Nameless Nate Dubman. Everyone else who's just up 1 position is actually effectively down 1 position relative to the others. So they're waiting for the safety car here. This is just going to be a matter of seeing what can be done with this situation. So here we're getting the predicted pit stop strategies here. The medium to hard that El Suciadan was talking about earlier. That was kind of what he was hoping for. And, well, you know, it's not going to go very far, unfortunately. It sucks to happen. It really does. We've got a weird little gap forming up here. What's this? Luke Brax allowing a large gap to form for some reason. And Kenny LaFleur is doing a first lap pit stop, getting off of these, going on to the mediums. Interesting. So Kenny dropping himself down to the back. Gutsy move, no one else pitted, so Kenny is going to be all the way down to 16th position. Flex is the first to catch this safety car and doesn't drive past it. I was just wondering what on earth, what are going on there? Hey there, Dan. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It's painful to go out so early. So what happened to me in China, I had a really, really nice start, and then I lost it in turn 3. But, you know, these things happen. So we've got El Suciadan and Balzac both out of the race. It's, you know, you never like to see it, but these things can happen. I like how that TV over on the side is showing whatever I happen to be looking at. This is just, must be a very confusing thing for all these drivers to be looking at. Alright, so, safety car, everyone's gathered together here. Kenny LaFleur is cruising a little bit slowly behind everyone. And the safety car is going to be out for 1 more lap. So after that starting crash with El Suciadan and Balzac both out, we still have, in the lead, Flex, Sheer Insanity, Luke Brax, RFX Rafa, T Goldie, who is finding himself in the 5th position, Paradox, Prestige, Red Baron and Cam Boren, J.O. Patel, Ian Brax, Raro Nameless, Nate Dubman himself, Get Dunked, and Kenny LaFleur is going to be coming through, and we've got 1 more lap behind the safety car. Probably could have released us right now, but presumably it's been taking a little while to cart away the dead bodies of El Suciadan and Balzac. Yeah, absolutely.
Hello there.
Hello there, El Suciadan. Sorry about that crash. Did you just have a loss of traction right at the start and dive off to the side?
Oh no, I think Balzac caught me from behind, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because I was in straight line and I lost suddenly the control of the car.
Oh no. Yeah, it happens to me sometimes when I don't shift up quite fast enough, and you get that, you know, tiny kick of wheel spin. All the cars are so delicate, the slightest bump at the start can absolutely throw you off.
Yeah, well, this thing happen.
These things happen. So everyone, this is El Suciadan, impromptu joining the broadcast team today as my co-caster.
Finally.
As long promised. Well, we said it would be sometime in mid-September, and here we are.
Thank you.
And
Thank
let's
you.
see, who have we got? We've
Boom.
also got
Safety
Jaeger
car go
shot in
out.
the chat, and the safety car will be in. So Flex is going to be leading. Do you have any predictions for the podium? By the way, I think we're still early enough that it's fair to call a podium prediction.
My podium prediction is Flex, maybe Cheer and Kenny.
All right, my prediction is Flex, Kenny, Luke. Since the Brax brothers, like we saw how good they were in the preseason, but they haven't both been able to be here. But in the preseason, they were so dominant in those Alpines. Here we go.
Oh yeah, I remember. Here we go.
Yeah, and I want to see them do it again. Ian Brax finds himself up 3 positions, but then again, 2 people have retired, and Kenny has done a pit stop. Also, Rafa has just done a pit stop, so Rafa's actually found himself in the back, and here's the restart. Oh no!
Oh!
Dubman himself spins out on the restart. Fortunately, no damage. Oh wait, I think there's been a penalty. Yeah, a penalty there for a severe collision. But Flex is leading nicely.
Brax, T Goldie, and Paradox.
I'm curious as to how that happened. What are those penalties for?
Maybe.
Oh, Red Baron wide. Red Baron's a little bit wide, and he drops down several positions, all the way down behind his teammate. On board with J.O. Patel as Red Baron drops down to 10th position.
Kenny's already in 12th place.
I know, yeah, he's making a bit of a charge here.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's Rafa as well. We've got a couple of drivers who would be good to follow here. Kenny and Rafa just charging their way up through the field. Kenny going around the outside of Red Baron. Ooh, and Rafa gets close. But yeah, why don't you ride on board with Kenny? We'll see if we can get all the angles here, because these guys are going to be making some moves in the next little bit. We've got them all over the back of Red Baron here, who's lost a couple of positions a little bit earlier. Finds himself knocked down to basically right where he qualified.
Let me see. Ferraro already gained 6 positions, and Jan Rex 5.
I know, there's been a couple of guys who've come very nicely off of this start. And also a few... Oh, and we've got things real tight on 7th there. Camborne is right behind Paradox and Prestige. Oh! Kenny LaFleur going a little wide around Red Baron, but he's not able to get it. What happened there?
Maybe a spin?
Yeah, he looks to be intact.
Yeah. Another yellow flag. Dubman.
Oh, that's frustrating, Dubman having that spin at the restart and then a spin again, but we know he's got the speed to pull himself back into this, and we could still very well see some more safety cars here.
And he's no damage. He's only made the spin.
That is critical. Oh, Robro's wide, and we've got a battle between J.L. Patel and Robro coming side by side through the 3rd sector.
This is scary to me.
Oh, yellow flag out, Red Baron's off.
Oh, that was Red Baron.
Balzac's got his perspective of what happened as well. Oh no, T Goldie is out! Oh, he was doing so well! Oh, that's unfortunate to see. Is that a safety car? Oh, and Red Baron, I think... Hey, here we go. Well, this is a chance. You know what? It might not be a bad idea for Dubman to just pit. But his tires are still relatively young. It might not be worthwhile. But that's the 2nd safety car brought out as T Goldie is out. Hey, sorry that happened, T Goldie. If you'd like to drop into the commentary room, you can just ask and we'll drag you in. Hey, you know what? Don't worry about upsetting everyone's strategies. That's how F1 goes.
No, this changed a lot for the strategies. Maybe a hard tire? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's so much flexibility available here. You talked about the medium to hard strategy, but these safety cars are going to make the multiple stops so much stronger. Also, Ian, up to P6. So let's have a look at the guys who started on these medium tires. Camborne, Ian Brax, J.O. Patel, Rawro, and then Nameless Nate and Get Dunked. Red Baron and Dubman as well. But let's talk about those guys who are into the top 10. They've really taken advantage. Since Dan, you were the only guy who was in the top 10 who qualified on mediums, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Pit
yeah, I
stops.
was.
It's Prestige and Paradox both into pit lane. And they're joined also by Sheer Insanity, who is also coming in for a pit.
Rafa, Luke.
Critical. And this is a bunch of the guys on these soft tires getting out of them. Paradox having to serve his time penalty.
Maybe a medium soft strategy to the end.
Yep, yeah, that seems the move to me. Medium soft to the end from 7 laps is absolutely doable. So, we now find ourselves with Cam Bourne, Ian Brax, J.O. Patel, Kenny LaFleur, Nameless Nate, Raro, Get Dunked in the lead, and Flex is the leader of those who have already pitted, so he now has the strategic flexibility, shall I say.
Kenny is gone back to the top.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, he's able to get away with a lot. He went for that very early strategy on the first safety car. It dropped him down to the very back. Critically, Rafa has pitted again. So he was right with Kenny, but now he's back in 13th. On hard tires, though, so do you think 26 laps on hards, do you think that's doable, or is that too much?
Maybe if you don't touch the curves.
Yeah, well, that's the mantra of this game, isn't it? Don't touch the curbs. It's, as they say, a bad time. Alright, safety car is out for one more lap as we're waiting for Dubman to be able to catch up. So now everyone is off of the soft tires. No one wants those things anymore. We're into what they're going to be hoping is a nice long run. Honestly, given the safety cars that we're seeing, I feel like it wouldn't be a bad idea to throw on another set of softs in the hope that there's a bit more chaos.
Oh, that would be interesting. Really interesting.
That's what we call my my Austin strategy from last season. If anyone remembers that one, my strategy of just never ever pitting. We had like 6 safety cars, and I just never pitted. So Bobino and I were up in the lead, and goodness, when they finally stopped crashing, everyone had fresh tires behind me, so it became less good. But it was a glorious couple of minutes. Alright, so the safety car is going to be in this lap. Dubman himself coming out of the pits, but he's just a couple of corners as the main train is making their way through the Repsol corner.
Dubman and Flex both have a drive-thru.
Yeah, there were a couple of incidents that we missed a little bit earlier on. Where everyone, like, there were 3 penalties that were delivered right on the safety car restart. And that I imagine those are probably for that, although, you know, they haven't had an opportunity to serve them yet.
Oh, there is a risk of disqualification, of getting disqualified. I saw that in a race in last week in another league.
Yeah, it's a really frustrating situation when you have a certain number of laps where you have to serve a penalty and you can't because you're under a safety car.
Oh yeah, that was very frustrating.
Yeah, I feel like the reasonable application of that rule is that it has to be like 3 laps after the end of the safety car if you've got 3 laps to serve a penalty or whatnot. But, you know,
the penalty wasn't served. I mean, the lap when I don't know how can I explain. I'm sorry, my.
Well, hey, we're on the lap right here. As we've got a restart from Camborne. Ian Brax is right in behind him in the Alpine, and we're gonna get a little bit of action here. Kenny LaFleur swings to the inside.
Make the move for P7.
There we go. Throw and get dunked. Not that surprising, he's on the fresher tires, but Camborne has been able to hold the lead.
Another yellow flag.
Sheer Insanity.
First one. Sheer Insanity.
Yeah, and Sheer Insanity has had a spin out on the restart, and there we go. He's got such good pace, but he just has these moments where he'll lose control, and they cost him so dearly. Robro also.
He remembers me a lot in my first season in this league.
I remember back in the days where I could occasionally beat you because I would go slower, but you would crash more. Alright, Flex right on the inside. Here we go. Flex versus Nameless Nate. A tight line. Nameless Nate is trying to hold it around the outside. Can he do it? No. Flex is comfortably through. But he has that penalty hanging over his head. A Damocles sword. Just something to wait to take him out in the future. We've got some podium predictions coming in from Balzac. P1's Elsie Zidane, P2 Balzac, P3 Goldie. Oh, wait, damn. Alright, here we go. Prestige is going to be making a move on Red Baron.
Flex on Jay Battle. Oh.
And I think, yeah, Dubman is pitting in right now. Is that he's just serving a penalty? Because I think he just got a 5-second time penalty while serving a penalty.
Oh, what?
I may be mistaken. Here we go. Some more fighting.
Yeah, mixing.
Flex up the inside.
Oh.
Jay is holding it around. But I think Flex has a little bit better drive, and Jay is going to have to drop.
Oh, he got the place.
And Red Baron with a little bit of a moment, and he's off the track.
Oh.
He rejoins in front of RFX Rafa, but he's going to have some slow tires for a little bit, and this is going to be a big opportunity for Rafa. Some defense from the Aston Martin. Rafa up the inside. And he's through.
The position.
Red Baron, of course, fighting for his first points of the season. He's had a rough start to the season, and he really wants to get some top 10 finishes, start getting some points for the team there. Cub makes the prediction.
It's gonna take that hard to the end of the race.
I do think he is, and you know, Cub throws in only person going to be in the end is Rafa.
I saw Rafa in the past doing that thing, and
Flex
it
is
worked.
fitting. I wonder if Flex got some damage there. Oh, hang on, we've got Luke Brax off. And that's going to let Sheer Insanity back in. Sheer Insanity right behind Luke Brax now.
P11, this guy is so much fast.
we're finding some real fast drivers so right at the back here. Meanwhile, Paradox is chasing down Nameless Nate, while Sheer Insanity is right on Luke Brax.
Another yellow flag.
Yes, oh goodness! Nameless Nate spins off, avoiding Kenny LaFleur, and he's into the wall, but I think he's intact. And now he's out of the way.
Yeah, he's intact.
It's good to see, it's good to see.
Nameless Nate.
And here we go. We still have a close fight with Rafa right behind Kenny LaFleur. Critically, Kenny has the medium tires. So Kenny should have the tire advantage on him for at least a couple more laps before these things start to fall off the edge. Nate's going real slow here. So Sheer Insanity coming in close behind Luke Brax. They're on identical tires. But he's got the DRS. And here we go. Big charge coming in on Luke Brax.
His DRS.
There's no way that Luke's defending. Well, that's a moment and a half right there. And Sheer Insanity is able to make his way through. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 3. Is that Nameless Nate again? Yeah, he's just... Oh, he's lost his wing in the meantime. And Nate is coming in here. Okay, well, he was on 10-lap old mediums. He can put on hards, go to the end quite comfortably. He can definitely get himself back into this race here. It's not over. But Luke Brax, let's look at this, because we've got Red Baron. Talk about a scary situation for the Baron. He's got Sheer Insanity and Luke Brax right behind him.
Nameless Nate put the hard ties.
Yeah, there we go. He is going for the long run. And let's just have a little look back from Red Baron as Sheer Insanity, Luke Brax. Big lockup from Sheer Insanity. That's good news for Luke Brax.
He's already 3 seconds away from Ian Brax.
Yeah, he's definitely putting in a gap here. And we've seen that Cam has shown promise throughout the season. Honestly, he is a decent shout to be a bit of a dark horse winner of this race. Of course, you know, I won't make any predictions that it has any real chance of happening. Also, do you see the tire wall at the start just dancing out ridiculously? Or is that just a graphical glitch on my end?
Let's see. Sheer Sanity on Red Baron.
Let's see. Yeah, the place to be watching is from Luke Brax, who's getting an excellent view of these two guys in front of them battling. Here we go, side by side, Sheer Sanity around the outside. I think he's going to get a better launch. Oh, and that pick. It's a pick for Luke Brax, who then throws himself up inside them. No backing out. Luke's going to get a better launch. He's going to go around the outside. Red Baron has to leave him space, but going too wide around turn 9. Oh my goodness, I didn't think you could do it. I didn't think you could do it, but it takes Red Baron being very considerate, saying, hey, you know what? This isn't my fight. You go on up ahead. I just need to keep things clean. Because if Red Baron can keep it clean, that's how he gets the points. He's leading Flex and leading Rara, as a matter of fact.
12 laps in that mediums.
Yeah, well, he's taken those mediums long. He's definitely looking like he's going for the medium hard strategy, wouldn't you say?
Maybe, or maybe medium soft.
He could be.
I guess.
Here we go. Flex through on Red Baron. Meanwhile, JL Patel taking a pit stop. And we've got Raro, who's running a recovery strategy, still on the same strategy as Red Baron, sitting 5 seconds behind his teammate. Further back, we've got Get Dunk chasing down Dubman himself. Get Dunked, of course, going to be running a slow strategy, but one that's not going to require any additional pit stops. So we got to fight for a third here, Dan.
Yeah, in the top, Prestige and Paradox. Prestige got the DRS.
And so does Kenny. And Rafa's almost here to join the party as well.
And Prestige has a good share of DRS. A good amount. And Paradox only 33%.
Kenny also has a lot in store, but for the moment, I'd sort of be just waiting for... Oh, he had a bit of a kick of oversteer there. Also, we've got a pit stop for Ian Brax, who says his 14-lap-old mediums are finito.
Yeah, medium
hard. Flex.
Hard
yeah, that's the strategy.
Yeah, that's the strategy. And Jay, he's on medium. Maybe he tried to the end the soft tires.
Yeah, that could be it. And having softs on right at the end is very nice. Although we often find the safety car density is really biased towards the start of the race, so sometimes you won't get that big advantage of having faster tires, but, you know, finding yourself 20 seconds behind someone isn't necessarily going to be useful if you've got a second a lap on them. So Rafa is joining this DRS train led by Prestige. So Paradox. So Paradox is followed by Prestige and Kenny and Rafa. And in fact, Sheer Insanity could be recovering back into here. Dubman
this is gonna be interesting. The battle for P2.
Absolutely. Especially because we've got 3 different strategies that work here. Paradox and Prestige absolutely need to pit again.
Anything goes. Anything goes.
And we know that that Kenny is going to have to pit again from those mediums. But he started on the soft, so he could be going soft, medium, medium, or even soft, medium, soft, perhaps. Oh, hey, speaking of which...
Prestige up to P2.
And Luke Brax through on Red Baron.
Oh, they are side by side. And Prestige took the P2 finally.
Did he?
Oh, Paradox and Kenny.
Paradox fighting back. But Kenny LaFleur now has the inside line. They're side by side coming through turn 6. There's no way. There's no way.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness, he did it. Kenny realizing, Paradox is, I'm a madman. You don't know what I do. I'm a danger to myself. I'm a danger to other people. Oh, he dives up the inside again. He holds it. He continues to hold the position. And Kenny once again has to back out. It's madman theory of driving.
Kenny says, you win this battle. You win this battle.
I'll try to take you on the straights, baby. Meanwhile, Prestige is putting a gap. He's already gotten, with all these two tangling, Prestige has pulled away from DRS range. So Rafa's going to have a nice view of Kenny potentially getting a move on Paradox. Meanwhile, Joe Patel's right behind Ian Brax. There we go. Kenny around the outside of Paradox.
The position.
And there we go. That's what it takes. Paradox doesn't want to let it go. And again, this is Kenny fighting on 14 lap old tires.
Here's come Rafa.
Oh goodness! Oh, that's contact. Oh no, that's a 3-car collision. Paradox reverses his way up. Oh, that's just a hero to zero moment right there for Paradox. Just loses control a little bit. Rafa, I believe he collided with Flex a little bit, but I think Flex is through okay. And slowly Paradox is continuing.
Okay. And Flex now P4.
Yeah, he's, well, and sheer insanity. We talked about, having to fix up his inconsistency, but he's really pulling himself back into podium contention here. So, Cam is leading 6.5 seconds ahead of Prestige. Oh, Luke Brex and Rafa in a little bit of a fight here. Luke Brex diving up the inside into turn 10.
Again, that medium, maybe they are too warm.
Yeah, well, that's the thing that can happen, right? Is you start to spin a little bit, and then you start to spin a lot.
She took before from Kenny.
Yep, and here we go. Kenny's strategy is the soft, medium, medium.
Yeah, you battle 3 seconds.
And Rafa putting on a new front wing after that incident. So yeah, Rafa absolutely did damage his front wing on Flex there. And let's see, I think he's going to come up just behind Paradox.
Oh, and Cam, he didn't make a stop yet.
Yeah, it's a bit wild, but he's absolutely going for a long
he had a good distance from.
Yeah, he's got the gap. He's got the big area of track in which he can play around with his strategies. Since Prestige, I don't think Prestige is going to want to do another 15 laps on his 10-lap-old mediums.
And if Cam gets in the pits this lap, maybe he's out P5, P6, I think.
Perhaps so, yeah. And we've got RFX Rafa about to make a move on Raro, and he is through up the inside. But Raro's going to fight back a little bit. But forced to take the deeper line in the corner, Rafa is just able to haul himself through, and now Get Dunk finds himself right behind Raro, but on slightly older tires. Oh, Red Baron picks up a speeding in the pit lane penalty. That's going to be an unfortunate and unneeded 5-second time loss for him. So, Jail Patel, I have to say, having a really nice race right now. He's currently being pursued by Ian Brax. And what do you think? Jay's on 4-lap-old mediums. He could possibly run them to them, but it would be a very big stretch.
Maybe he can make it.
I think he could. Oh my goodness! I just commentators. Congratulations, El Sociedad.
Of course.
Very good. We have done the first commentator. It's due for all of us. I really lured you into that one, but that's kind of how it goes. J.O. Patel down to 8th place behind his teammate Kenny LaFleur.
My welcome is complete.
Dubman, by the way, just going a lap down on cam board.
Another yellow flag. Oh, red button.
And it's that corner. It's the turn 7, turn 8 corners, that is the most tricky bit of the whole circuit because you're desperate to get the power on. You've got that little kink. It's an S-bend. It's going up the hill. There are so many things that go hand in hand to make that just a brutally difficult corner. Prestige coming out of the pit lanes, and he's going to be side by side with Kenny LaFleur, who's able to make his way through on his hot tires, and with that, Kenny finds himself ahead of Prestige. I think that was a bit of an undercut.
Oh no.
Kenny with a little wiggle.
This is a clear move for Prestige in the DRS zones.
Well, he'll want to get away from that, but honestly, I think Kenny cost himself a bit of time going defensive because there is no way that Prestige was going to catch him, not in that corner. Oh,
yeah,
we've got Paradox, and Rafa has spun out. I'm not sure if there was contact, but I saw them side by side. I went to look, and Rafa has... Oh, goodness.
And
well, that's a bad moment. And Flex is pitting? No, Camborn is... Leader is pitting out of the lead of the race. And that's going to promote Flex into the lead. Sheer Insanity is coming through into third place. Into second place now. And Luke Brax also taking a pit stop. Ian Brax making his way through. And you know what? Those Alpines are ghosting their way up towards the front now. Look at them. Ian Brax, 5-lap old hards. He's running to the end. The guys further ahead are going to find themselves in much worse tire conditions than he is.
P3. And he's had a 5 seconds penalty for speeding.
It's a frustrating thing to be picking up those penalties. It feels, you know, so unnecessary to pick them up when you've got the little, you know, you can lose half a second just by being a little bit cautious entering the pits. Let's make sure that Get Dunked has a nice pit entry here as he takes off his 8-lap old hard tires. He's going to put on one more set to take it to the end. Pretty early to be taking off the hards, I have to say, but maybe he took some wing damage.
Yeah,
both Ferraris in the pits. Serving his time penalty. Oh goodness, that's an interesting little glitch. They were changing the number on his car, apparently. Number 80, number 24, all the same to me. And that drops Get Dunked down into 14th position. Oh, Nameless Nate almost had a moment there, but he keeps it intact. Flex now taking his pit stop, and this is critical. This is critical moments because Cam is now going to retake the lead as his teammate Flex is putting on tires, but Cam is going to be doing a fairly short stint on hards. He is, but Flex is on mediums. Oh, Ian Brax coming right in behind Flex here, and everyone is converging in the lead here.
Oh, everyone. Right on DNF.
Oh no, what's happened? Let's see if we can get anyone who catches a view of that. It looks like he lost control just coming off of turn 9 at the top of the hill. Safety car! Safety car! Oh goodness! Full safety car!
Everything.
This is so big. This is actually a big moment for Raro, as he is just doing a pit stop right now, and he's getting a very cheap pit stop. So is Rafa.
Yeah, maybe Red Baron lost control.
Or maybe he Nelson Piquet Jr. then. I don't know.
Oh, there is.
Oh, that's big. That is actually huge. Under a safety car, Camborn gets multiple warnings and a penalty. Oh, what a disaster. No. Camborn did not need that, and he's lost all of his advantage over the guys behind him.
8 seconds already?
And also, Sheer Insanity is getting his pit stop under the safety car here. This is so huge. So let's see where he comes out compared to Camborn, Flex, Ian Brax. Critically, Camborn, I'm not sure if he's going as fast as he possibly can go here. Oh, Cam's going into the pits as well. He has to. The hards.
Camborn.
It's
maybe they.
I think he made a mistake.
A shit to the soft. I don't know.
I'd honestly think that is not a bad idea. If a lot of people are doing it, yeah.
Come for the soft.
There we go. And Sheer Insanity is out on softs in second place. So Sheer Insanity, through some good luck with the safety cars, has pushed his way up. And here we have it. There's a nice gap back to Raro, so they're not going to fall below 8th place. So here we have it. They're finding...
What's going on with the safety car? Ah.
Brent Mylander is just having a fun time. Is all we can assume from that. So, here's our situation as the whole race is going to reset, and actually the track is so spread out, this could be a 3-lap safety car. Look at how far back Dubman is.
First year.
Yeah, this is going to be very good for Sheer. Incredibly good, as you say, for Sheer.
Yeah. And Cam, only 3 drivers on the soft.
Yeah, and that's the thing to look at. So here we have it. Sheer Insanity in second. Kenny LaFleur on mediums that he can easily take to the end. Prestige on fresh mediums, easy to the end. J.O. Patel on 8-lap-old mediums. Honestly, I think he can take these to the end now, being able to rest these, but he's going to have some real fast guys right behind him. Luke and Ian Brax exchanging places under the safety car. I'm not entirely sure what that was. I think that was a little accidental overtake.
Maybe one of them put a pause or change their windows.
Well, we've got the 2 Alpines right next to each other on mediums with 10 laps to go in this race. It's going to be a long safety car though, because Get Dunked and Dubman are so far back.
In the bits.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, J.O. Patel is actually deciding, hey, you know what? I see the game that you guys are playing here. I want to get onto softs. Thank you very much. And Paradox, meanwhile, on the hards. I feel that if I were Paradox, I would have pitted right now.
It's too late.
It certainly is too late. I would have pitted right then. I'm sort of surprised he didn't, because he wouldn't have lost any positions. And he would have gotten onto, he doesn't need the hards to do a 10-lap stint. But honestly, doing 10 laps on softs is actually going to be a little bit of an ask. So these guys on the mediums might actually have the benefit here. Dubman himself just cruising his way back onto the back of the trip. I think we're going to have one more lap of safety car.
If you take care in the soft during the safety car, you already got there's gonna left around 7 laps for race, and it's a good position for the soft runners.
Some oddities here with Prestige. Oh, Prestige! 5-second penalty for a severe collision with Luke Brax. What? Oh my goodness! Prestige just took out Ian Brax!
Yep.
Oh man. Oh dear, you hate to see collisions under the safety car. That's just very, very, unfortunate to see. Yeah, like that sort of thing should not be happening. We're gonna have to... I know what I'm going to be dealing with in the stewarding room this coming weekend. Because, of course, there's a tricky thing with this game, in that the game tends to punish both the person who causes the collision and the person who's collided with if there's a safety car collision, which leads to very odd and anger-inducing situations, understandably. But hopefully everyone can just keep their minds on what they need to do. Meanwhile, Nameless Nate has been released, and the safety car is doing one more lap, so they're going to release on lap 25.
In this situation, the best thing is maintain a gap between the drivers.
Well, hey, you know what? Ian Brax has absolutely nothing to lose here. He's going to throw on the softs. Wait, no, I see mediums.
No, mediums. And
he has to serve a 5-second. And the very frustrating thing with that 5-second time penalty is, of course, because he's going to catch up under the safety car now, he isn't going to be able to get anything removed if he wasn't at fault there, because the time gap would have been nullified. But enough discussing technicalities.
Maybe it's a good move. Maybe it's a good move. Oh no, that medium has 15 laps already.
Oh god! Oh
maybe
no!
That was a mistake.
Oh my goodness! Oh, that's so infuriating. I stand against rage quitting, but I would understand if he rage quit right now.
This is I understand perfectly.
What a horrible situation. So surely the safety car has to come in this lap. I mean, it's released Nameless Nate.
The most annoying thing.
Everyone is thinking, oh come on, surely this has to end. There we go. Safety car in this lap.
in this lap.
Flex is going to be taking it away. He's on 2-lap-old mediums. Let's talk about the drivers who are on young tires. We've got Flex, Kenny, Luke, and Prestige, all on mediums that will comfortably make it to the end without much time loss. And then we've got Sheer Insanity and Camborne and J.O. Patel on the softs, and we've got Paradox running 8th on hard tires. The safety car is now starting to pull away. Flex, Sheer, Kenny, Luke, Prestige, Camborne, Raro, Paradox, Rafa, J.O. Patel, Get Dunked, Dubman, Ian Brax, and Nameless Nate are the 14 remaining drivers. Flex has it right up behind the safety car here, and he takes it away.
Here we go.
Oh, Robert's right behind Cam. There's wiggling by Prestige.
There's Cam.
There we go. There we go, and J.O. Patel has just spun out. Up the inside, there goes Camborne on Raro. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. But they keep it together. Keep it clean. Prestige now.
Raro takes the chance.
Around the outside. And Prestige, I think, is going to be down to 7th. Raro staying in there. Whoo-wee! And yeah, Cub called it correctly. He put the old mediums on the car there. Ian's going to be in a rough spot.
And here is a one thing.
Here we go. Move from Rafa. Oh goodness, Rafa just barges through on Paradox.
Oh.
That's some very, very aggressive moves from Rafa there.
There's Dubman.
Right on Get Dunked. Here we go. He pulls out. He's finally starting to overspeed past him. And he's going to have a slightly inside one. Oh goodness! Paradox is out.
Oh.
And Rafa is out. 2 cars out right at the start of, and oh goodness, and it's another safety car. It's yet another safety car.
Another safety car. This changed everything again.
Flex, Sheer Insanity, Kenny, Luke. I'm just relying on Sheer Insanity to make a mistake for my podium prediction to come correct, Dan. Alright, so that resets everything once again. Yikes indeed from Balzac. That's honestly, jeez, that was Paradox and Rafa again. We saw that they just had a big fight coming into that straight, and then they're both out right afterwards. I really hope that there wasn't anything stupid that happened there.
And Ian Brax, maybe he's had a chance with the safety car.
Yeah, well, please, Ian, change your tires, man. Change your tires.
Just get in the box. Just get in the box.
Please. Put it in the box. You can do it. He can still get points here. He just needs to put on softs. There we go. Oh my goodness. This is just the meme face of the man just holding his hands to his face like, yeah, yes, thank God.
Yeah, then
get those off. Get Dunk taking his mediums off. Everyone who's outside of the points or at the edge of the points right now is wise to just put on some softs.
And Nameless Nate.
Also in the can't you blame him? I mean, there's no other move but this. Alright, Ian Brax makes his way out on the tires that he would have wanted to be on. He's in 10th place. Get Dunked is coming out in 11th place. And Nameless Nate in 12th.
And with the penalties, maybe Ian may... with the penalties, Ian had a great chance to score more points.
Yeah, absolutely. That's 3 seconds for Cam, Raro, Prestige, Dubman, and Jay.
Prestige had 5 seconds penalty.
Oh yes, sorry. Yes, that's correct. Balzac predicting...
And Raro, they are already in medium tires, and the other guys had 3 and 5 laps soft.
Yeah, I would not want to be one of the guys stuck on mediums right now, especially Raro knowing that he has some very fast guys around him. Although Ian's still got a few cars in the way. So actually, I think that with Prestige there, Prestige might be able to fend off Dubman, since Dubman's softs are 5 laps old, although most of those laps have been very, very gentle. The safety car is not coming in this lap. Kind of feel like this would have been fine to go in.
Only 4.
No hate
Only
on
one
Nate.
lap of DRS.
Well, this is going to be a time where all the cars have been able to save tons and tons of fuel. You know, I was saying, there aren't many safety cars late in the race, but boy have I been proven wrong. So let's look at the championship here. Kenny is leading with 58 points, Flex has 51, Luke Brax has 36, Sheer Insanity only has 10, and he's looking that he might be able to get an amazing race in, because he is the only guy in the top 4 with soft tires. Cam has been leading a ton of this race, so Sheer and Cam are 2 of the guys to really be looking at right now. Nameless Nate
It's gonna
pulling
be
his way up.
interesting.
On board the Nate camp, as he has closed in, and he has been able, because of these safety cars, to actually get himself back from a lap behind everyone to in the chain with the lead car. So, safety cars, never give up. Alright, so, we've, okay. Cub saying Rafa feels that he was taken out on purpose. I really hope that's not the case, but well, we'll probably hear about that after the race.
Oh no, was like no one sees the crash.
All right, safety car
is
is coming in, and right now let's focus on the story right now, which is Flex going to be able to hold this? Flex has been doing very well. He's second to this championship, and he's going to take the championship lead if he can hold this position. Kenny is actually in the most vulnerable position, but we know how good Kenny LaFleur is. We've got Luke Brax in a similar position to Kenny, and then we've got Camborne, Raro, Prestige, Dubman himself, Jail Patel, Ian Brax, and then Get Dunked and Nameless Nate, the only 2 drivers who are not in the point scoring positions, and that could very well change in the next couple of laps.
Oh, here comes.
Alright, we're on board with Camborne as we get to the restart here. Drivers up to the
There
inside.
is Insanity from the east side. Oh no. Not yet.
Jay is through on Dubman.
Oh, and Cheers goes wide.
Sheer holding it though. Flex is putting in a little bit of a gap, and this could be a race-winning moment right here if Sheer Insanity doesn't have the pace. Camborne is looking around.
She had a moment in turn 2.
Yeah, and it's definitely
He's
cost him.
very wide. And Prestige and Raro.
Here we go, coming down the back straight. Oh,
Ian
lockup from Sheer.
Ian Brax on Jay.
Oh, Jay's a little wide, but Ian has a bit of a moment as well. I feel like staying on board with Camborne is the thing to do right now. Critically, keep in mind, Cam has these penalties hanging over his head, 3 seconds. The leaders are starting to pull out a little bit.
Luke Brax on Kenny.
No, not happening. Not this time.
Without the DRS is too difficult. Also, Luke Brax
Cam's wide.
deploys all ERS into that.
Alright, we only have 2.5 laps left here. Flex is starting to build a lead, but Sheer Insanity could still potentially pull it back. Kenny LaFleur is holding off Luke Brax, but only barely. Luke is all over his back, and Camborne, on these 7-lap-old soft tires, is in an excellent position to pounce on anything that happens up ahead. Nameless Nate picks up a time penalty.
And behind Jay Patel and Ian Brax.
Yeah, Ian would just
Oh,
want to get through. Oh, Jay dives on Prestige, but he goes way deep. Very, very deep, and that's going to cost him a position as he drops. Oh no, he loses it, and that is J.O.
oh,
Patel. Wheel gone. The tether has actually stretched all the way outside of
oh,
the car. Is that going to be a safety?
no, only yellow flag.
Well, hopefully they can clear that off and not put out a safety car, because that's the fastest lap for Flex. Sheer Insanity is 2.4 seconds behind. Kenny 1 second behind. Luke Brax close to Kenny. Cam right on the back of Luke Brax, and here we go. Cam side by side.
Side by side. Oh,
Up the inside. Late braking.
oh.
And he's able to take it.
He takes.
That is huge. That is Cam making his way. Luke Braxton drops down to 5th position, and he is on those very compromised now medium tires.
P8 with 2 drivers in front with penalties.
That's big, yes.
That's P6 for the moment.
Yeah, Ian is definitely on a charge here. Both of the Brax brothers in this. Now 1.5 laps left to go, and the Alpines are on the warpath.
Oh, Ian had a moment there.
Just a moment though, and he holds it. He's still just 3/10 behind the leader. He's not going to have a move on Prestige here though. Oh goodness, and Nameless Nate DNFs.
Oh.
There are now only 10 drivers. Very, very high attrition in this Spanish Grand Prix. And the critical question is this: no safety car, no safety car. Alright, we're going to get one more lap of racing.
Flex already 3.1 seconds away.
Yeah, Flex is just running away with it. Sheer Insanity is leading Kenny LaFleur, who's barely within DRS range. Oh, there's a pass! Prestige up the inside of Roro. And Ian Brax as well. Oh, Roro loses 2 positions in one straight stretch, and Ian Brax now finds himself right behind Prestige, pushing himself right up towards where his brother is, but he's not going to be able to catch up that gap, not this lap. But Luke Brax right behind Camborne. He's going to get the position from the penalties unless he falls way off. So Kenny LaFleur is looking in a good spot for a potential podium here. Sheer Insanity just outside of DRS range. Look at this gap from Sheer to Kenny. I think Kenny is just barely going to be in position. Yes, he's going to have DRS. This is going to be his last good opportunity for a pass, but he's quite far back.
Oh.
Only 10 drivers left.
He's on the limit. It's all or nothing.
That's it. Here we go. Flex, only 2 corners left to go. Or 3, depending on how exactly you count them. But here we go. In the lead, in control, Flex extends his advantage. Indeed, takes over the lead of the championship by winning the Spanish Grand Prix.
That was a solid victory.
Absolutely. Flex with a big victory here in Barcelona. Yeah. And that's going to propel him into the lead of this Season 3 championship. Driver of the day, Ian Brax.
Ian Brax, totally deserved it.
Well, that was a race right there. There's the archery coming out here. Big celebrations from the AlphaTauri driver. And there we have it. What a win for Flex. And there we have it.
He deserved it.
Absolutely. He fought that very nicely. It was the 2-stop strategy. Sheer Insanity, well, you know, we talked about the strategies, and in the end there were so many safety cars, the 1-stop strategy just was not workable. So we have Flex, we have Sheer, and Kenny LaFleur making up the podium. Luke Brax just outside of the podium. Cam, Ian, Raro Prestige, Dubman himself, and Get Dunked. I believe that Nameless Nate and J.L. Patel will still be classified because they retired with 90%.
They made 90%. Yeah.
Well,
they are classified.
Well, Balzac, looks like there's no win for Bert Mylander today. It's a win for Flex, and with that, Flex is able to advance to 90. Let me just make sure I've done my math correctly. To 83 points in the championship, make that 84 with the fastest lap. So, Dan, what do you think about that race?
Pure chaos.
Pure chaos. Well, I mean, I never really like it when my name describes the things that I'm involved in, but it certainly was a wild race. There were a lot of
it's one
drivers who had a
race.
chance there. And, well, thank you very much for dropping in. I'm sorry that the conditions of you dropping in were you have to crash out right at the start of the race. But it was very fun to cast this one with you. And thank you very much for being here with me.
Oh no, thanks to you, and I'm gonna apologize for my English. It's not too good.
Don't worry about it at all. Your English is perfectly fine, and I understood everything you're going for, and it's much more fun to cast with two than to cast with one.
Yeah, maybe next week I'll be here for cast.
Well, hey, you can also go for joining in and then, popping into the casting if anything goes wrong with the race, as I have so often done with Div 2 races last season.
No, this is what it's an experience. I'm sorry.
Well, hey, I mean that's how we get the experience. Like you just you come around. I mean, this was also the first time for all these guys racing in this league in Spain. Actually, since we never did a Div 2 race in Spain in all the seasons that we did. Actually. All right. Well, I'm gonna wrap up this stream now. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been real good. Let's see. Jägershot's gonna be able to at least watch next week. And yeah, thank you to everyone who tuned in. It was an exciting race. It's an interesting development in the championship. And we will catch you this Thursday for our community night, where we'll be posting a bunch of random little races and eventually opening it up to the public. Just running a couple of little fun runs 3 days hence. Dan, thank you very much for dropping in and co-casting.
Thank you to you, and good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. This is El Sucio Dan and Chaos for Formula Racing League, signing out.